So I'm very honored that still people left that don't want lunch and instead choose to be with me. That's really nice of you guys. So I'm gonna talk about optimization and A/B testing and how I'm doing that at Euroflorist. And I wanna actually show. I can't see you guys. I want to show of hands who is actually doing some A/B testing right now. Who's doing A/B testing? Yeah, a couple of hands. That's good. So most of you probably want to get started with optimization and your web shop. That's cool. Let's see if this works. It works right away. Perfect. So when you want to do conversion rate optimization, these are some of the questions I get a lot. Where do we start? And apparently a lot of you guys want to start. That's great. What's the tools that we need? And how do we grow faster? Also, a question that pops up a lot is, how do I prioritize? I have this huge list of all the things I want to do. How do I prioritize? And there's people that need to be doing that. So who's going to do this? It's actually not that often. People often think about tools, but you also need to think about the process and the people that are doing this. So that's what I'm going to talk to you about. And I'll make it worth your while that you choose me over lunch or delayed lunch. I'm going to teach you how do you know what your maturity level is. You don't start with big data. That's great for the big boys, but you don't start there. How the website optimization workflow goes, how to prioritize, and who to hire for your team if you want to hire people, where you start. You're not here for me, but just so you know, I'm a psychologist. I work at an optimization team in Euroflorist, and I also organize the Meet-Magento events in the Netherlands, and I organized Jansen, the local community over there, since 2008. So it's really great to be again at another Meet-Magento event and see what's happening over here. So Euroflorist, they sell flowers online. Been doing that for 20 years now, and they are local in 11 countries, and we deliver worldwide. So that's a really nice challenge. In the online team, we now have 30 people in that, and so we service all those countries. And of those 30 people, we also have 19 nationalities. So that's also a really fun challenge to have. So what are the necessary components for conversion rate optimization? I think these are the main parts. The platform you're testing on, the tool, the people that you hire that are managing those tools, and how they are working, the process. The platform I'm going to go through quickly. We'll talk most about people and then some about the process. But first, when we start talking about all the components, you need to know what level you are at with your company. And there's this great model, the Digital Analytics Maturity Model by Stefan Hamel. He created this, and then you can assess. He has an online tool. I'll link to that in a moment. And you can assess your own level. And it's important to know, because then you know what to work on. Like I said, it's great that you have big data plans, but that's actually, if you look at the schedule, it's level 4. And level 1 is about measuring everything, starting with that, and then you build up to level 5, where you have completely automated your business decisions based on customer behavior. And almost no one is at complete level 5. That's the dot on the horizon we're working towards. And it kind of works like this. You have several dimensions for to scale your maturity. This is an example. You have a lot of management buy-in, so that's at level 3. Yeah, the objectives are clear, but the scope is really unclear. You have some expertise in the company. There's no process whatsoever for optimization. And there's some tools doing this, but they're not adequate. And what you start doing is growing everything level by level. So you first take everything from level 1 to level 2, to level 3, to level 4. That's how you grow. You don't. We see a lot of companies, also at Euroflorist, before I started working there, they just bought a really expensive tool to do A/B testing, another really expensive tool to do personalization and recommendations on the website, and no one was managing that. You see that at a lot of companies buying a really expensive tool and expect things to happen, but you also need the tools, the processes, and the people. And remember those maturity levels, because level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I'll be referring to that later. And you can do it yourself at this website. By the way, the slides are all online. I will be posting that on my Twitter account after the session. So, okay, so let's start with the platform. The options you have there is if you're the tool external and the people, you don't have the people for it, you can outsource everything. That's an easy way of doing it, maybe to get started. The most common thing is getting an external tool, like an external SaaS A/B testing tool, and doing it yourself. Or you could buy a tool and run it yourself, or build it yourself. I don't see a lot of companies doing that, but that's also an option. But the easiest way to get started is, I think, the SaaS tool and do it yourself. A lot of tools that can help you with that. And if you go to that link here, then there's a page that lists a lot of like 50 A/B testing tools. Like I said, those tools usually do much the same what other tools are doing. You can go A/B testing. It doesn't really matter if you're just starting out which tool you pick. And if you have really good developers, you could even do it for free with Google. Google is bringing a new tool, I think next month or at least this year, Google Optimize for A/B testing. That won't be free, but you can do it for free with Google Analytics and GTM. If you have a good developer, JavaScript people in-house, you can do A/B testing or start doing that for free. And there's a white paper by Optimizely, which is linked here. They tell you what you need to consider for each option. It's a really good one. It's by Optimizely, so it's a bit biased, of course, but it's a good white paper. And adding a new tool. Adding a new tool is not some silver bullet for A/B testing. Reminder, it's about the people and the process that you manage it by. So that's for the platform. Next, for people. This one's working. Yes. I'll first talk about the teams and the team sizes, and then I'll talk about specific people in your optimization team. You start out having one person, the single nut, really enthusiastic about testing, about the possibilities, but it's not his job to do. That's usually how it starts. Started that way with me. I was the lone nut. And when you level up, there's one person responsible for optimization, but the team is still, he's not managing them directly. There are several people within the company doing this. When you go a level further, there's a dedicated team for optimization. Level 4, you integrate with other parts of the company. You don't only do it online, but you integrate with email, with CRM, with other channels that you may have. And at the highest level, you have multiple conversion rate optimization teams managing different parts of your website, of your audience, and you have specialized teams across those teams that help them in really specific cases. And it's a continuum. You don't go from level 1 to level 2 in one day. You don't level up by immediately hiring a lot more people. You do that on a regular basis. It's a continuum. So the experts you need to hire On the first level, like I said, the lone nut, he has no job title related to conversion optimization usually, but he knows what's possible. He believes this is what we need to do. And level 2, we use the term growth hacker as a kind of popular term, but someone who knows a lot about everything, he has really wide knowledge of everything online and how to optimize. And he can lead this team, distributed team. You'll need some kind of delay. You need a UX researcher, UX developer, a designer to help you make your tests, design them in a user-friendly way that improves your website. And after that, you also need the front-end developer to actually make those tests. At level 3, you need someone looking at the traffic and looking at the right attribution channels for your optimization. Where's the traffic that's converting coming from? You need a UX researcher to do. We do at Eurofloors. We do every month. We do a test day. We invite 6 people, potential customers. They don't know we are from Eurofloors. We just invite them to an external location, and we give them a laptop, maybe even as simple as here's Google, go buy some flowers, and then we'll see what happens. Do they go to a competitor? Do they go to our website? What do they do? What do they like? You have a content specialist writing the titles and the content and taking care of the imagery on your website. And there's a tester. When you do tests, you see that maybe a lot of things might break in different browsers. You have that in your development team already. I hope you also need that for your A/B testing cycle. Level 4, data analyst dedicated. The growth hacker should do a lot in this too, but if you get to level 4, you need a dedicated data analyst looking at all the data that's coming in and doing pre-test analysis. A data specialist taking care of the quality of your data, taking care that everything is measured properly, that your Google tags are set and the events are set correctly. And you have a behavioral analyst. Of course, I'm a psychologist, so should put that one in. So level 4, looking at the data is great, but then you need some knowledge about how people behave. What are the limitations of our attention span, for example? You need to know about that. And at the highest level, you get multiple teams, get someone to manage those teams. And what I usually advise is a data visualization specialist to make the reports and make it easier for you to report within your company what is happening on your websites. And a statistician, last level, yes, to make sense of it all and to make it make sure your data is trustworthy. But like I said, it's level 5. Might be a bit far away for most. This is an overview of those levels and the people you need. And like I said, it's a continuum, and roles can be combined, especially in the beginning. Maybe you have someone that's really good at front-end development or design, and that can be combined. That's just fine. Makes sense to combine those resources. And you'll need supporting roles in the company. The most important one probably being your sponsor. We call it the shit umbrella. Probably someone, a C-level manager that's really into A/B testing, is really into optimization, and that takes care that your team can do what they want to do. And I'm really lucky because that's a CEO at my company, so that really helps. So from people, we go to the process. And if you go to my website, this is the website optimization workflow I created. Might be a bit complex, so I created a slightly easier version. You start with input, your IDs for testing. You prioritize those. You go testing, and then you go, it's a really important one, you report it, document it, and share it within the company. And there's a feedback loop. There's a lot of things you'll learn when you do an A/B test that will bring up a lot more questions than you answered, so you have even more input. So starting with input, can be anything actually. It can be maybe the CEO wants to test something, maybe the wife of the CEO wants to test something. You have something on your roadmap, user research, something you've seen at a competitor, can be anything. And you combine all those things into a big list of IDs. And then you start ranking those IDs in the prioritization phase. And what you do is, what we do is we use the PIE model, P-I-E. And the first one stands for potential. We give a number to a test. We look at what's the potential. If we look at something in the checkout or a specific category, how much can we improve that functionality on that page? So we give that a number from 0 to 1. And then do the same for importance. How many people are actually seeing this? Maybe we can improve something for 50%, so the potential is 0.5. But if the importance is, if there's only 10% of the people coming there, might not be the best place to start. So that's the importance. And the E stands for ease, how easy it is for your development to deploy that. It also depends on how easy it is for you to get resources for development. If you have a really big development team, this might not be a big factor for you. But if you have really limited resources, this is really important. Does it take a developer 3 days or 3 weeks to make a test? And that helps with prioritization. It also helps internally to explain why some tests is not being done or not on the roadmap. So this is an example how you prioritize. We just give a number from 0 to 1, and then we calculate what the PI score is. So then we have a ranking for all our test IDs. If we have 50 IDs, we do this for all 50 IDs, and then we have a ranking on where we should start. Another question, do I have enough traffic to test? And that's a really important one. You can test something on a really specific page, but you need to know if you have statistically enough traffic to be testing there. If you go to this URL, there's a nice calculator on my website. You can do that for multiple segments, multiple websites, all at once, and it tells you, can I test here, yes or no? And what's my sample size that I need? And how many tests can I run? Okay, the testing phase. You start with a hypothesis. Why do I think I should be testing this? What's going to happen? You create the test. You inform the stakeholders about what's going to happen. You deploy the test, and you do an analysis of the test. And preferably, you repeat the test. I always do tests at least 2 weeks, because every week you'll see something strange happening, like really great weather, or really bad weather, or maybe a big national football match or something. Always test at least 2 weeks, and I always test maximum for 4 weeks, because after 4 weeks you get sample pollution. You track people by cookies, and if after 4 weeks you might have lost 10% of the people in your test, because they remove cookies. So that's why a maximum of 4 weeks. And then you report it. Make sure that you have the proper data in your reports so you can share it. Report the significance level of your test. How many people were in there, so you can repeat it later on. You can explain that to other teams in your company. And when you want to deploy it, you calculate the ROI and how much time it actually will need to put it live. Or to try again if it's not a significant result. So that's the website optimization workflow. Like I said, it's on my website. And then how you organize that, those different steps. You just start with one test. In different weeks, we do a meeting every week. And if you're getting bigger, you can do that multiple times a week. Or if you're smaller, you can do a meeting every 2 weeks maybe. You start with one test, you do the research, you design it, you go for, we check it by the country managers, they check all the tests. Then we put the test live, in this case 2 weeks. You do the analysis and you share and document the test. And every week you start a new cycle. And that's a really easy way to keep doing this. Every week you start a new cycle. So every meeting you discuss multiple tests in multiple stages of your testing cycle. To help this, I use effective experiments. It's a new tool. I think it's kind of cool. It really supports that process. It has the pi score implementation already in there, so you can really easy calculate the prioritization, do the prioritization of your test. And if you use, I think there's a connection for Optimizely even, so you can connect it to Optimizely if you're using that, and you can just download the test results into your reports. That's really easy. Okay, so that's for all the necessary components for CRO. So now you might be thinking, well, that's kind of a lot, and maybe you are that lone nut trying to get this done at your company, and it can be tough at the beginning. So to build your movement at your company, look at this guy. He's showing you how to build momentum and how to build to stand for what you think is right. And this guy's dancing at a festival. He's alone. He's the lone nut. He doesn't care what the rest thinks. And here's his first follower. And if you get a first follower in your company, make sure that he feels welcome. Doesn't matter if maybe he's not doing everything right, but make sure he feels welcome in your conversion optimization team. And teach each other what you think should be done within the company, how we can build this and get this to the next level. And keep doing it. No matter how many people are sitting down, laughing at you, keep going, because now they're already with 3 people, and they're building momentum, and they're sharing knowledge, they're sharing dances, there might be some alcohol involved, and suddenly you are with 5 people. You have a small team doing the conversion optimization, and that's when people really start getting enthusiastic about you and your results, and taking your website and taking your company to that next level. And you'll see at some point people start running towards you for your knowledge. You are the knowledge team within your company. You know what your customers want, and you have the data to prove it. And at one point you may reach level 4, level 5, and then it's weird when someone says, well, maybe we should make that color green, that button green. You say, why? Well, we should test that. That's okay. And that's you. So good luck with that, and thank you very much.